Welcome back, Truth Seeker. Friday, July 12th, 2019. We got baseball in review. The date numerology is 58, 31, 22 in the primary methods. Lesser date numerology is 38. The day plus the month's 19. Keep in mind it's the 193rd day of the year, which is the 44th prime. The one big 44 riddle on the board today is with the Mets pitcher Jason Vargas, number 44. He could even up his career or his season stats at 4-4. This Pirates and Cubs game, the first game of the day that's about to kick off in just a minute here. Tough game. You can make an argument either way with the pitcher records. They truly could go either way and make perfect sense. The Pirates, if they don't win today, they would stay on 22 away wins on a 22 date. That could go against them. But tough game to make a call. The Nationals are favorites on the road. Strasburg's been a monster lately. I'm wondering if Strasburg might split in his next two decisions to be 105 and 57 because Nationals equals 105 and 57. Strasburg's done very well against the Phillies for his career. He's 12-2 in 25 starts. Pivetta's struggled against the Nationals. He's 1-6 and 8 starts versus the Nationals. If Pivetta could win today, he would be 2-6, kind of like how Philadelphia's 101, the 26th prime. But notice the Nationals with a win today would be 22-22 away on the 22 date numerology. The Phillies this year, they're 4-7 versus the Nationals, 3-3 at home. Nationals is 33. Nationals is also 57. If they won, they'd be 5-7 versus them on the year. However, if they dropped 2 in a row, they'd be 4-9. And Washington's 49. So it's hard to go against a date numerology. The date numerology was very hot coming into the All-Star break. Yesterday, the Rangers had all the date numerology connections. They won. Somebody watching today to see if the date numerology is still hot. We're going to learn a lot today. But Nationals, if it is date numerology, they should become 22-22 away. The Yankees, monster favorites today. If they win, they'll pick up their 58th win on the 58 date. The Blue Jays would get their 58th loss. The Blue Jays could also pick up their 22nd loss in the AL East on the 22 date. Sanchez is 3-12 for the year. With a loss, he'd be 3-13, kind of like 313, the 65th prime number. New York Yankees, 65. We've seen that number play a ton for the Yankees this year. About the only way that the Blue Jays could upset this game is through the manager. It's Montoyo's 269th day of his age, which is the 57th prime. The Blue Jays could stay on 57 losses. The Yankees could stay on 57 wins. Haven't had a lot of luck, though, with riddles like that with the manager. About the only other thing for the Blue Jays is Sanchez could get his 33rd career win. New York is 33. That's the Blue Jays starting pitcher. But if I was going to bet on the Blue Jays, again, I would not expect them to win. It would just be like a $3 bet on a parlay of games I liked in case they did come through as a big multiplier. You know, trying to turn $3 into $100 type of thing. But the Yankees very well could sweep this series because if they win today, you know, the date numerology is going to line up on both sides through the whole series. The Rays and the Orioles, if the Rays win today, they'll give the Orioles their 63rd loss, and the Rays will become 6-3 versus the Orioles for the season. Rays equals 63. So you could get a double 63 tribute with the Rays win today. About the only riddle I see on the board in that game. Remember, the Orioles play well on Saturday, so we'll have to evaluate tomorrow. The Dodgers and the Red Sox, the callers today really liked the Red Sox. And they had a variety of reasons, especially since this is a rematch of the World Series, and the Red Sox dominated last year 4-1. They could stay on 41 losses. LA's 41. But the thing that really jumps out to me about this game is that Maeda for the Dodgers with a win would be 8-5. Boston's 85. Red Sox is 85. Andy can stay on 32 losses. Boston is 32. Rodriguez is on 41 wins. He could easily stay on 41. LA's 41. The best thing going for the Red Sox is that if they do win, they'd stay on 22 home losses. Boston's 22 date numerology. If they win today, that would set them up to potentially pick up the 23rd home loss tomorrow, which is possible. But 85's been a big number always with Boston and the Red Sox. It doesn't come through every game, but when it's there, it's hard to go against. So that's what I saw in that one. The Twins and the Indians. If Gibson loses, he'll be 8-5. Twins is 85. If Clevenger wins, he'll improve to 3-2. Twins is 32. He'd also get his 31st career win. Twins is also 31. It's a 31 date numerology. So the pitcher riddles could make perfect sense with an Indians win. And the Indians would get their 22nd win in the AL Central on a 22 date. The Mets and the Marlins, Vargas trying to become 4-4. Again, it's the 193rd day of the year. 44th prime. He wears the number 44. And if the Mets do win, they'd get their 22nd win in the NL East on a 22 date. Also, if the Mets win, they go into tomorrow, which will be a date with 32 numerology. They could very well pick up that 32nd loss on the 32 date, and Marlins equals 32. So it seemed like tomorrow's a fitting date to get the 32nd away loss. The Astros and the Rangers. The Rangers, if they win today, they'll be 22-22 in the AL West on the 22 date. They'd get their 31st home win on the 31 date. By the way, Houston's 31, so good team to get the 31st win against. However, the Astros do have something today. They can get the 58th win on the 58 date numerology. The Rangers are 5-6 versus the Astros this year. If they won, they'd be 6-6. Texas is 66. It's the Battle of Texas. However, Houston Astros is also 75, and from the Astros' perspective, if they won, they'd be 7-5. The Rangers are also on 58 home wins versus the Astros. If they lost today, they'd stay on 58, and the Astros would get the 58th win. Chavez for the Rangers, with a win, he'd be 4-4. Rangers is 44. The problem is he can be 6-6 or 7-5, and as we just talked about, Texas is 66, Houston Astros is 75. So, little tight there. I think the Rangers have a little bit better riddle, and they would be a nice payout. So I'll let you decide if it's worth the risk. They'd definitely be a nice payout today. The Giants and the Brewers. The Giants do have a shot at becoming 22-22 away. And typically when date numerology is flowing, if a team can have the same win and loss that corresponds with the date numerology, that hits. However, in this battle of the Andersons, we got two Andersons on the mound. Chase Anderson of the Brewers, if he wins, he'd be 50-38. San Francisco's 50. Giants is 38. His record would be just like the opponent. And that's something that comes through nearly every time when we see it as well. So you got two things that are strong riddles that go against each other. So to me, I'm in wait-and-see mode on this game. Milwaukee's not such a great payout, so I don't think they're worth the risk. The Giants, it's a tough one. Giants have played well on Friday, though, so keep that in mind. It is Friday. Diamondbacks and Cardinals, going to be the 147th game. The Cardinals are 89-57 versus the D-backs, meaning they can get their 58th loss on a 58 date numerology. And this will be the first game between these teams this year. If Wainwright lost, he would be 5-8 on the 58 date. If Robbie Ray got the win, he'd be 7-6. The game's at Busch Stadium. Busch Stadium equals 76. So, if the date numerology is flowing, that 58th loss for the Cardinals makes some good sense. Turnbull's pitching for the Tigers. ESPN still hasn't updated, but we did confirm that Turnbull's pitching. If he loses, he'll be 3-9 for the season. Tigers is 39. He'd also be 3-11 for his career. 3-11. K is the 11th letter. C is the third. So his record would be like the letters in the KC emblem. So I like Turnbull to lose because of that. Duffy could fall to 3-6 with a loss. Royals is 36, but the Turnbull record's making more sense. Also, the Royals can pick up their 31st win on the 31 date, and the Tigers can pick up their 58th loss on the 58 date. So you got date numerology stacking on both sides, favoring a Royals win. The Tigers are on 22 losses in the AL Central, but staying on a number is never any guarantee. We got the Battle of the Grays in the Reds and Rockies game. Notice Sonny Gray with a loss would be 5-6, and John Gray with a win would be 10-6. Coors Field equals 56 and 106. So the pitcher records would make perfect sense if John Gray of the Rockies got the win. If I was going to bet this series, I'd take the Rockies to win the series to get to 46 wins. If they win 2 out of 3, they'd be 46 and 46. Reds equals 46. To me, that makes a lot of sense. God, as I say that, I got to make a note here. Colorado does equal 43 if Reds won 2 out of 3. I missed that earlier in the live stream, but now it's popping out at me. I still do like the 46 and 46 thing more, though. Be too perfect against the Reds. So yeah, the pitcher records make a bit more sense with the Rockies win tonight. So I'm leaning that way. The Mariners and the Angels. Angels equals 22. 22 date numerology. If the Angels lose, they're 22 and 22 at home. Taylor Cole for the Angels. You can make sense of his record with a win or a loss. If he loses, he's 4-4. Seattle's 44. If he wins, he's 5-3. Los Angeles is 53. The Angels are 5-8 versus the Mariners this year. Remember, Angels equals 58. Los Angeles Angels equals 85. If the Angels lost tonight, they'd be 5-9. Los Angeles Angels does equal 59. From the Mariners' perspective, they're 5-2 in LA this year. That means they could fall to 5-3. We've seen a lot of 53 with Los Angeles, but if they won, they'd be 6-2. Seattle Mariners is 62. So again, what I'm really watching to see tonight is if the date numerology is still on fire. If it is, I'm going to be stoked, and I think we're going to be in for another good run. So today might be a good day to exercise patience and just kind of wait and see, make sure we're still in the date numerology flow. But if you just want to go gung-ho on it and you're assuming it is, these teams that can become 22 and 22, it's very likely, especially since Angels equals 22. The White Sox and the A's, this game is very dicey. Fears if he won, he would be 9-3. White Sox equals 93, but he's going to face the Minnesota Twins next, and Minnesota Twins is 84. So we do see a lot of pitchers go into the opponent with a record that corresponds with the team name. Then again, Minneapolis, Minnesota equals 93. It's on the 93rd meridian, so 9-3 could make sense against Minnesota too. But yeah, I'll link all these notes. There's just a lot of conflict in that game. For example, if the White Sox won, they'd be 5-6 versus the AL West. Oakland Athletics 56. So tough. This last game, I like the Braves. It's all about Dallas Keuchel. He can get his 79th win. San Diego Padres equals 79. 79 is the 22nd prime. You have a 22 date numerology. Braves equals 22. For one more 22. 79, 22, that prime relationship. Lamet comes into the game 7-9 for his career. Go figure. And I just like that 79th win against the perfect opponent to get it. So, and good date numerology for it too. In tennis, Djokovic is in the championship, right where we thought he'd be. We talked about how him facing Nadal or Federer could make perfect sense. It's a really tight game. Remember, if Djokovic faces Federer, it'll be the 16th Grand Slam match between the two men. Novak Djokovic equals 53. The championship's 53 days after his birthday, the 16th prime. Djokovic is going for his 16th Grand Slam win. And, if he faces Federer, 16th Grand Slam match between them. If he faces Nadal, who's down right now and could be eliminated, it's about to end. If he faces Nadal and he beats Nadal, he'd get his 16th tournament finals win. So either way, you can get a 16 riddle with Djokovic versus Federer or Nadal. It's amazing how it can be that way, but it is, as we discussed yesterday. So we'll leave it there. Good luck. We'll be back tomorrow, same time. Until then, True Seeker.